Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out the Bambu Lab A1 Mini. So I'm just going to give it away to all of you. I have never touched a 3D printer before, and so today I'm going to take you through my entire first time experience with 3D printers, with Bambu Lab, with all of this. The only reason I pulled the trigger on this is because I heard rave reviews about how this is the perfect 3D printer for entry-level users. So I'm as entry-level as it gets. I've never touched a 3D printer before. I've never worked with like 3D software or anything like that. But we're gonna go ahead and try this out today. They say that you can get this guy up, running, and printing within the first like 15 to 20 minutes. So setting a timer now, it's currently 7:35. We're gonna see how long it takes to from unboxing to end to get something printing. Let's get started. First thing we see here is a little tool kit that comes with it. We have some lube, we have a cable keeper, we got, it looks like a razor blade in there, a couple of Allen wrenches. This looks like a brush, I'm not sure what that is. This has some sort of spring in there with a wire, I don't know what that is. Some screws, all with bags that are labeled. I'm going to set that to the side now. We can start to see our 3D printer here. This guy just lifts up and right off. Now, I'm not telling the truth when I said I have no experience with this. I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos on this one, and the first thing I learned is right here, you can almost see it. Right here, this arm says do not touch or grab. So make sure you don't touch or grab that one, otherwise you can bend it and throw off the skew and it'll never print straight. The piece of foam pulls straight up and out. This one's pretty tight, but if I just tilt this away a little bit. Also, I saw a lot of things saying, hey, make sure you check every nook, cranny, and slot in these, because apparently Bambu likes to hide stuff inside of the slots and stuff, so make sure you check all of those. Alright, now it's time to grab this guy. Grab it, lift up. Alright. Got ourselves some of those goodies we were talking about. We'll set that aside. This guy is little. Alright. There's our 3D printer. We're going to set that there for a second. There's still more in here. So we got another piece of foam, nothing in that one, but this piece of foam has a little guy here. That's kind of cool. Got an arm, a clock component kit. Oh, this is one of those random kits that they say they give out. Mystery box items. We got some tubing, and it looks like some filament to get started. Lastly, we got a desiccant packet. This is a good way to keep your filament dry, so make sure you keep a hold of that guy there. Let's go ahead and start by opening up this little book they gave us here. Let's see what this says. Disclaimer, safety guide. Oh, this is our warranty, 12-month warranty. Then we have a clip right here around this guy. You can use wire cutters. I got a box cutter. Let's see if we can cut through it without damaging anything. Here we go. Oh, it just slides right out now. More foam. Go. Alright, this gives us some instructions. It says, please make sure to match the build plate type with your slicer settings. Wait until the build plate fully cools down before removing prints. Clean the build plate regularly. for best adhesion. Okay. And then this is our quick start. Let's see what we got in here. Shows us our list of items that came with it. We have our 3D printer, our spool holder, our accessory box. Oh, this is called a purge wiper. A 520 millimeter PTFE tube. Sample filament. The build plate itself is right here, and the quick start, that's this thing, the quick start guide. Next it goes through all of our tools and what each of those are in our toolbox there. And then it says to cut that zip tie that was around this guy right here. Remove 4 screws on the Z-axis limiter. So up and down is our Z-axis. And so if we spin this guy around here, on the back, this is our Z-axis limiter, and it looks like it's a Allen, so one of these guys that came with the kit, just like that, and it comes right out. 2, we'll go ahead and set this guy aside. I'm pretty sure we don't need this plate after, but we may need these screws. So there's a second set of screws over here. It's hard to see black things on black stuff, but there's 2 screws right here. Let's see if we can get to these guys. I think just a little bit, it's kind of hard to get to. It's just like falling off now. There we go. And that's free. Next, the manual says lock heat bed. So on the bottom here is our heat bed. Oh look, there's some more padding I missed. So if we come here on the bottom of our heat bed, right here, and on either side, it's basically an X pattern going this way and then coming out here. Oh, hold on. But this little screw here will lock in our heat bed. So let's see if it's this big one. Yeah, there we go. All right, got a little bit of about a half a turn out of that one. And then right here, just right up against that heat bed. Now, move around to the back and do the same thing again. It looks like there's only 3 screws to lock it in because you can't get to this back corner one back here. So just the 3 screws on this heat bed, 1, 2, and then a third one down here. So now we're going to install this purge wiper, and it comes from the back side of this X-axis gantry here. You just slide that in. There's no click or anything, it just goes until it stops. And then there is a single screw that we'll send in through the bottom, and all of these screws are labeled. So this one here says for the purge wiper. So we'll go ahead and pull that screw out. All right, that's nice and tight. Next step is going to be our spool holder installation. So a lot of people have the A1 Mini A something or other where it's got the 4 spools. This is not that one. This is like the very smallest version of that, to where it just has a single spool at a time. So back here on this back side here, using those same brackets we had before, I just reached my 5,000 subscriber milestone, and to celebrate, I am hosting a giveaway of all of the really great items I've had to review. So this guy right here, little wireless magnetic charger for your phones, Apple and Android compatible. I also have a Lux bidet. I have a security camera, but this isn't even the best one. I have the Eufy E330 security system that will be given away. It comes with a Homebase 3 and a 1 terabyte hard drive. I also have a bunch of phone cases that I've reviewed as well. I'll be giving away a bunch of those that go to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, so make sure you enter. There will be a link to gleam.io in the description of this video. Click on that, enter the drawing. It does end July 31st of 2024, but thank you so much for 5,000 subscribers, and I'm gonna let you guys get back to the video. I'm really frustrated. So the battery on my camera died, and I didn't realize it, because the screen was still on because it was using external power, but the external power isn't enough for it to record. It's just enough to keep the screen on. so it wasn't recording, but we are now at 8:30. I have now gone through a whole process of loading filament, and it is now printing. So we are printing within 1 hour of starting the unboxing process. It did a whole leveling process. So right now it's doing the tool head. Oh, now it's doing bed leveling, but it just did tool head cleaning, where on this brush on the back here, that brush, it cleans itself off, and then this piece right here is kind of like a sandpaper. It rubs the nozzle against that to get anything off, and then uses this brush to clean itself off. And then it also uses up here the front ledge. It bopped itself a bunch of times as well. That was kind of interesting. I wish I caught that.
And then it did a whole noise cancellation process. If you listen closely, you can hear the difference in the sound as it figures out how to cancel out that noise in the motors and everything else. I've increased the sound on this video clip by 15 decibels just so you can hear it. This thing is normally really quiet.
Once this print job is done, I'll show you guys again how to load filament, how to, and all my gripes. Like the instruction manual, the very last thing in the manual is installing this and this. And I was already like going to like print because the menu here was talking me through printing. I should have gone to that part of installing this. And if you have the AMS module, which is like the 4 coil where you can have 4 colors at once, if you have that guy, that's going to be a slightly different process than this. It's going to add extra steps, but I am just planning on getting started with a single color. If I need to upgrade it in the future, I can. But listen to how quiet that is. Like, all I hear is a fan. You can probably hear that over me right now. There's a little bit of vibration humming, but this is not nearly as loud as I expected. So silly me, I was looking at this cord here and our cord here. I was like, why on earth is this just dangling? It's because I forgot to install this little guy here. This is the wire keeper. So this clips on here. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a print job, I'm aware. So this might mess with some things. But these guys clip together to kind of keep it all pretty like that, up out of the way, so we don't have to worry about that power cable getting tangled. So don't forget that step either. I missed it, so hopefully you don't miss it too. Alright, to load your 3D printer filament, you'll click filament down here, and then we'll go ahead and say load. It'll then put it in the loading position, so it's heating up. And while it's doing that, we're going to take our filament here, it's on our hook or wherever it is, and start feeding it in right here through our tube. Manually feed it in. Alright, once it reaches temperature, it'll come over here. It says, please observe the nozzle. If the filament has been extruded, tap done. You can see there it's extruding, so that means we can click done. And now it's going to purge any old filament that's sitting in there, and we're all set. Well, that's fun. For being my very first print, it printed perfectly. And I've seen tons of videos of like other 3D printer review guys that their print did not print perfectly. And so this bed is still warm. Looks like we got some firmware updates, so we're gonna go ahead and knock those out. And so the only thing left on the table after just lifting everything right off after it cooled is this little smudge on the front section here. Oh, there we go. Just gotta get it a good scratch. Now we can, this is nice. So this notch right here, this back section is raised up just a little bit. So what you can do is hold it up at an angle, push it back till it grabs that section, slap it down. It's all magnetic, and this is our textured plate that comes with it. that, boom. And now you're ready for your next print job. But let's go ahead and test this guy out. I want to peel all that off. That's probably just some gunk. And then, does that go up here? Does that go in here? Yeah, it goes in like that, I think. And then this screws in from the bottom. You can see it even created knurling on this little knob on the end and some threads and everything. That's pretty cool. Just go ahead and screw that in. Oh, it's pretty tight. Man, that is really, really tight. I can't get it in all the way. Oh, it's got a screwdriver on the back, that's why. So let's go ahead and pull out a flathead screwdriver. So we can just take our screwdriver and tighten it down all the way. Oh yeah, that's a lot easier than trying to do it with that knurled a little bit. Okay, I'm sure once we run it in and out a few times, we'll probably wear away the gunk on there. That's so much easier already, just running it in one time. I can get it all the way in now, no problem. That's nice. Okay, so it's all the way in. This guy's here. We have our little stick here with the teeth in it. So we'll put that in like this. Grab our flyer blade here. And, oh, didn't pull it hard enough. Let's try again. And this guy is ready to go. There was a little bit of a toughness getting that screw in, but put this guy in there. Oh yeah, that flies much better. Where'd it go? And like threads and everything, and it all does exactly what it needs to. That is so cool. Now that it finished it did a firmware update. Now it's telling me, hey, hint, make sure you pay attention to anytime you see a hint. Don't just hit done real quick if you're in a hurry. It says it's time to lubricate the Y-axis guide rails, and the lubricating oil is included in the accessory box. So in this accessory box here, we have our lubricating oils, and then we scan the QR code there, and that'll give us instructions on how to do that. So those are the two things to watch for. The black one is grease, the green one is oil, and you can also use WD-40. Alright, so you just gotta oil up this rail real quick. It says to use this back end to spread it around. Do the same thing on the opposite side. And then it says move the slide back and forth to disperse it, and then do the same thing to the back half. Any excess oil, like I can kind of see a little bit right here, you'll want to wipe off with a clean cloth. Y-axis has been lubricated. Alright, so that is my very first print job. From unboxing to setup and first print job, it was about an hour to get the first print job started, and then that print job did take about 40 minutes. Not terrible, not great, I don't know what to expect. From what I understand, these are actually really, really fast for 3D printers. To make something as, what seems as simple as this to me, they say that that's actually a really good print speed to be able to build this whole thing from scratch and be completed in about an hour. They say this guy's pretty quick, and honestly, it's not too loud. You can be in the same room and not be bothered by it, and be in the next room and probably not even notice it. While it was doing its first print job, I then went through and did the whole setup of installing the Bambu Handy app, setting up my account, and linking my app to this device. You can do all of that. You can get your next print job all set up while it's still printing. So this is able to multitask as well. One thing that I didn't do, and unfortunately I didn't keep following the written instructions, and I didn't go to like the menu with a QR code of like how to set this up, but it didn't, like, it wasn't super obvious on like, hey, next step is gonna be installing your filament and this filament tube here. So this filament tube is really easy to install. You just plug it in here, plug it in right here, and you put your spool on, you feed this through, and then you go into the menu here. At the bottom left corner, it says filament, and you'll click the load or unload. So if you want to unload your existing spool to change out colors, things like that, you'll hit unload, or you can hit load, and it will then start feeding it out until it thinks it's starting to hit here, and then it'll have you retry until filament has come out of our little poop chute here. So if I slide this guy away, this is our little poop chute we set up. So it'll feed filament out until filament has started to come out there, and then you'll get these little poops here. And this is the total waste from my first setup and print job here. We got 3 little poop thingies, a little strip, and a little ring. Otherwise, not bad. Pretty clean. And I didn't have any like strays. I've seen other print jobs that went totally wild and had issues, but this one printed perfectly the first time. And if you want to do multiples on the same bed, it can set it up to where it'll have them arranged on the bed to have multiples on there. I'm trying to think of what else I want to mention. Unfortunately, my camera battery died as I was doing my first print job, so it got a little bit frustrating there, and so you missed like the last section where like we actually started the print job. I tried to record things like when it did its calibration, which was really cool, but took a whole 15 minutes. So that one burned a lot of the time, and it didn't look like there was a way to just skip that initial calibration. But it is very nice that I don't have to worry about doing the calibration. I have friends that have 3D printers, and they talk about how they have to go and manually calibrate their 3D printer to the 3D print bed. If you're thinking about getting started in 3D printing, this guy is super easy. And then once I got into the Bambu Handy app, you can go into models and just scroll through. There's tons and tons and tons of models. So if maybe you're buying like loose filament, you can print your own filament holders. If you are wanting to create cool little, you got a cool little Pokemon thing here. There's all sorts of stuff that you can scroll through, and you can download the Bambu Handy app today and scroll through all of the models and things like that that they have to offer. This is a AK magazine that holds batteries. That's pretty neat. So they got all sorts of cool things. Anything you can imagine, I'm sure they have it, whether it's here in the model section of Bambu Handy, or if you want to go somewhere else, they have slicing software and stuff to bring other projects in from like Thingiverse and other stuff like that. I haven't gone there yet, and I hope to. One other cool thing that I don't want to forget is right here. All of the Bambu A1 minis, and maybe some of the other ones, I don't know, but this one came with a mystery box, and this is a little clock. In the future, by the end of the next video, we will have built a clock for you guys, and I'll be able to give you like a 1-month review of having a Bambu 3D printer. But that is my first print job, first setup, first everything with 3D printers, and honestly, it's not as hard or intimidating as I thought it would be. It was actually really easy, and I went from 0 to having a full print job complete in about 2 hours. The print job took half of the time, and the other half was the unboxing, setup, moving around cameras, and showing you all of the details. Super easy, super user-friendly. This is a great place to get started. Alright, so I just finished editing this video, and I just wanted to let you guys know it's still running great, but I am not an affiliate or in any way connected to Bambu Lab at this time. I did send an email to their marketing department to say, hey, I'd love to be part of your whatever affiliate program, or if you guys have like a referral program for just like regular users that gives us like little bonuses. I am not part of any of that right now. However, one day I hope to have those links below, but in the meantime, these are just going to be regular links that you can use that are just the same links that everyone else can get off the internet by going to Google. But I'll have a link down below so you can find this Bambu Lab A1 Mini. Be sure to follow for a 1-month follow-up of owning this. It's been great already, but I want to make sure I give it some time to really test it out and to see where I want to delve into other things. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking around this long in this video. I hope you found it helpful, inspiring, and gave you all of the knowledge and confidence you needed to decide whether or not you do want to pick up the Bambu Lab A1 Mini or any of the other Bambu products. They're ridiculously user-friendly. So again, links will be down below. Please consider subscribing. Don't forget about the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. That does end here at the end of July. July 31st is the cutoff, and then I will be doing a video for that giveaway as well, so keep an eye out for that. But thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.